the Quran and the Sharia. The Sharia for us is not a religion, it's a way of life.
Yeah.
And it's law, essentially. There is law in literally, there is justice in literally every single thing.
According to Sharia, if anyone speaks anything which you would consider wrong about Muhammad, they will be killed. According to Sharia, if a Christian, we own a church, and if Muslims wanted to take over the church, and if we prevented you from taking over our church, Sharia will give you permission to fight and kill me. Please read 114. One Surah 2, 114, because you are afraid of truth right now. I tried to have a conversation with a Muslim gentleman just earlier, and
We were trying to run away from the cameras, bro.
No, don't worry. No. The camera is really good. Your face is fantastic. You are fantastic, young, good-looking young man. So it's good to be on camera. So help me understand. The question I asked a gentleman before you was, how would Muhammad provide a just and lasting world peace? That's the question I asked him. He said Muhammad did some good things. And I said, look, I went through the Quran and Muhammad did some terrible things. That's what I told him. He wandered away. Muhammad did terrible things.
Like what?
So, but let's start from the first. Let's start from the first.
Brother, you can't
How can Muhammad give world peace? Just and world peace. Sorry, just and lasting world peace. How can Muhammad provide?
First of all, brother, tell us what terrible things he did.
Muhammad?
Yeah. Peace be upon him,
When people rejected his religion, which is fair enough because he did not provide any public sign of any sort. Because he did not provide a public sign of any sort, please, everyone please come together. Because he did not provide a public sign of any sort, no one else had any evidence that he is of God. Yeah. So people can reject him. But when people rejected him, he said they are leading people to corruption. And he declared in Surah 5, Ayah 33, for example, he declared a few different options for them. Either kill or crucify or have their alternative limbs chopped off. Surah 5, Ayah 33. Those who strive upon earth corruption is none but that they be killed or crucified or that their hands and feet be cut off.
Wait, 1 second, brother.
Yeah.
Did you read what's the context on this one? Did you read the context?
Oh, I have read the entire Quran in context.
When did this happen?
This happened
Yeah.
when Muhammad, I'll explain please. This happened when Muhammad went around and asked people to take him as a prophet. Now Muhammad, according to the general Islamic idea, did not have any public revelation. So no one need to have taken him seriously at all. But because he went around and asked, people rejected. The Jews and the Christians rejected him as a prophet. When the Jews and the Christians rejected him, you can see in Ayah 32, it begins talking about the children of Israel. And in Ayah 33, he goes on. He said that the Jews and the Christians are corruptors. When you reject Islam, you are corruptors. And when you are corruptors, the judgment for you is that you will be killed or crucified, or your alternative limbs cut off, or you will be chased away from the land. So please help me understand. What else is this saying? What else is this saying? You help me, please.
It's true.
No, what else is this saying?
Brother, we don't do cameras, man.
But please help me understand. What else is this saying?
You need to.
I am a Christian.
You're a Christian.
Jesus is a marvelous man, on the other hand.
course,
Jesus can bring about world peace. He did everything to bring about world peace. So help me understand. Given that Muhammad
Discussion. We can have it without camera.
No, please. My dear friend, you are where are you from? You are from Somalia. Are you from Somalia
Same
originally?
place as you. From the world.
From the world.
From the world.
You are a very good looking young man. So when the camera is on you, you should be very happy Very good looking young man. Lovely. That's it. He's
I
a
will
very
check
good
your
look-
YouTube channel.
And so is
What's
he.
your YouTube channel?
He's a very good looking young man.
What's your YouTube channel?
So he should also be happy.
What's your YouTube
You are a
channel?
lovely friend, fellow human being.
your YouTube channel?
But we are dealing with a serious
What's your
problem
YouTube
here.
channel?
Operation Stephen.
Operations?
Stephen on
I'll have a look at you.
Stephen with the
really
PH.
recommend that you look at the context of the whole
I have read the context in its entirety.
thing. But
Do
you
you
have read
understand?
the
You don't have to promise. I know it. Listen to me carefully. Can you see? Appendix 21. Can you see? This is a book that I've written.
particular ayah
You
that
wrote
read
this.
from Surah Al-Ma'idah.
How can you show us a book you wrote?
Yeah, this is a book that you wrote, bro.
Yeah, I've written
Don't show us the
because
book that you wrote.
no. Listen
First
carefully.
of all, no, you mentioned that
Yeah.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't bring basically any proof.
Any peace. I'm
Okay.
focused on the
Quran-
peace.
the
How
Quran-
can Muhammad bring about world peace?
The Quran, brother, the Quran is the miracle within itself.
But please, I want you to focus on the topic I am bringing out here.
No, you
How
came back.
can
You came,
Muhammad-
wait, brother.
But
please.
You came to us
How
and then you
can-
said he was doing terrible things. I asked you, what's the terrible things?
Sure, yeah.
And I'm telling you that you said he didn't bring proof basically to the people, right?
If I can request you to focus on the one point I'm
Yeah.
making,
Of course, yeah.
the question I'm asking you as Muslims,
course, yeah.
because you espouse Islam, you would know. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
How can Muhammad
Peace be upon him, yeah.
bring about a just and lasting world peace? How can he do it?
How can you do it? No. That's a very generic question because
It's a very important and
Yeah.
relevant
If I-
question.
Yeah.
It's a very across the world today we have plenty of issues.
No.
So if we can bring about world
You
peace,
disagree.
of course I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Why do you disagree?
Okay. So far,
Yeah.
so you're not giving answers, so I'm going to say. You're asking me, I'll explain.
No, one second.
I'll explain.
Give us a question for us to give you an answer.
I gave you the question.
Yeah.
How
you
can
bring world peace?
how can
Through Islam.
Muhammad how
Islam is that.
but give me specific details. How can
Yeah.
Muhammad bring about a justice? There needs to be justice
Yeah.
and lasting world peace. How can he do it, please?
Okay.
But be specific. Don't just say Islam.
No.
How?
Through the teachings of the Quran and the Hadith. That's how.
What
we
are the
believe.
teachings? How will he bring about that? Give me. If I tell you this,
Yeah. Give me an example. Like, what do you mean by
justice to
world peace? What's justice to you?
What's justice to me?
anyone can claim
Yeah.
that their leader is somehow going to bring peace.
Okay. First
Now,
of all,
no,
humans,
once.
Yeah.
Anyone, you are of a particular religion, Islam.
Yeah.
There could be 10 other religions. Everyone can stand at Speaker's Corner and say, my religious prophet brings about world
No, one
peace.
second, brother.
Anyone can claim.
Yeah.
But to prove,
Let me-
you need to
let
give
me ask you-
substance.
let me
Once.
ask you a question.
To prove, you need to give substance. How? That's what I'm asking for, substance. How can Muhammad bring just and lasting world peace? How can he do
If I
it?
slap you right now,
Say again.
if I slap you right now,
Yeah.
should there be consequences?
There should be, yeah.
Right? So if they're in the Quran and Hadith, if there's consequences of me doing unjust, is that not justice?
Sure. Now this is why you can explain. I'm not rejecting. I haven't presented my anti-case yet.
No, 1 second.
I'm allowing you to present a positive case.
That's the possibility.
Give a positive case for how Muhammad can bring
Okay,
about
you read
world
the
peace,
Quran.
lasting
You read
just.
the Quran and you wrote a book.
Yeah.
So you believe there's no justice?
In the Quran, according to the early Islamic history, as recorded in the Quran, Muslims were criminals. Everyone,
Muslims are criminals in the Quran.
absolutely.
Why would they
Muhammad and his entourage
Okay,
were
brother.
first not war criminals.
criminals?
If Muhammad once.
No,
Please.
1 second.
But-
You asked us a question.
No, he asked me. I'm in the middle of saying.
Okay.
Muhammad and his entourage were war criminals. If he had lived today, he would be going through Hague.
Okay, but-
The Hague, the court in Hague, he will be prosecuted and will be found guilty on multiple counts on war crime, international war
Some of them
crime.
are Christians.
No, please don't do
But is that
tit
not-
for
is that
tat.
not correct?
So you tell me, do you disagree with what I've said?
You did not read the Quran fully.
Do you disagree with what I've said?
happened in the
Give me substance. On what basis?
First of all, let me go back to the previous question. Yeah, you said how does he basically make sure?
Bring
Yeah, I know
about
there's no
world
point
peace.
going back and forth. but-
Just and
but I
lasting
would-
peace.
No, but 1 second, brother. One
Yeah.
second, Habibi. When you said just and lasting peace, it's a very generic question. But from what I'm gonna tell you right now, the Quran and the Sharia, The Sharia for us is not a religion, it's a way of life. Yeah? And it's law, essentially. There is law in literally, there is justice in literally every single thing. For example, the one who steals, the one who rapes, the one who basically talks about somebody in a bad way. Everything is basically encompassed within the Sharia law, essentially. That's what, no, one second. That's what we believe. Yeah? First of all, and that's one thing. So our justice is in the justice in the Quran and the Hadith.
That's a good start.
No, it's not a
That's
good,
a good
one
start.
Second.
So
Going
according
back to the
to you-
second question, going back to the second thing that you said.
And I want to stay focused.
No, that you said. No,
I
because
want
you
to
said my
stay
prophet.
focused.
You said my prophet.
But one point
did
at
bad
a time.
things. I'm not gonna.
One topic at a time.
No.
So according
opened
to you,
10
remember the
topics, brother.
topic I asked you.
You opened so many topics.
You
and
know why?
expect us to
You
stay
know why?
silent.
One second. The reason is I asked one main topic, and
You opened so many.
Yeah.
please,
Let's open the
please,
topics with you.
One second.
You cut him up like that as well.
For me,
was like 10
no.
times.
I would like to return to this. The one main topic that I am focused on: how can there be a just and lasting peace? When I opened that topic, because you didn't give me answers and you asked me why do I think Muhammad did terrible things, I went to other topics. But now your friend has begun giving an answer.
Yes.
According to him, through Sharia, through the Islamic Sharia, you can have a just and lasting peace. That's a good start.
Yes, that's
And let's try and investigate if that is true or not. According to Sharia, if anyone speaks anything which you would consider wrong about Muhammad, they will be killed. According to Sharia, I'll be very specific. According to Sharia, if a Christian, we own a church, and if Muslims wanted to take over the church, and if we prevented you from taking over our church, Sharia will give you permission to fight and kill me. That you call as justice? Do you call this justice?
First of all, yeah.
Do you call this a justice?
Brother, first of all, let me tell you something.
You bring a blanket statement.
You bring a completely blanket statement, a very generic statement. You have no context and everything. Can this over here, right now, if you say
I will
something about
provide-
Muhammad, if you say something bad about Muhammad,
wait.
can I basically kill you here on the
Can I
Sharia
kill
law?
you here?
There is no Sharia law. There is
wait,
no,
answer
and by
that.
the way, the Sultan.
In the UK, there is no Sharia
Of course
law.
not. There is not.
But
where are you
I
getting-
completely
where
agree.
are you getting all of this from, brother?
And please
You
listen.
get, no,
Please,
one second.
please listen. You need to.
No, brother, there is no point keep talking to
In
me
the
like this,
UK
because you keep going around in
One
circles,
second.
man.
In the UK, you are right. We don't have Sharia law, and that is why we have Speaker's Corner.
Yes.
If there was Sharia law in the UK, we won't have Speaker's Corner.
believe in the Old
Please
Testament?
listen. Now you're changing topic.
No, but you-
In the
No,
UK,
no, no,
in
Brother,
the
you
please
change
listen.
topics
But
like
it's
this.
the same. If
I'm
one
in the
thing
middle
that
of.
you're accusing
The
us
gentleman
of,
said.
that can happen if
The
you-
gentleman said something.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
responding.
Do you believe in
The
Old
gentleman said
Testament?
something. I'm responding.
Responding to
In
what?
the UK,
Genesis.
please listen. In the UK, my dear friend, please listen. In the UK, there is a British. Please, you need to listen.
No,
Look
brother.
at Genesis.
Please listen.
You have
Even
to
in the
say-
UK, please listen. Even in the UK, a British school teacher, please listen, my dear friend. A British school teacher is in hiding because, in the UK, in the UK, from the Muslims. From the Muslims, he is is clearly not allowed, but the Muslims would do anything to impose Sharia, even in the UK. Please listen. You need to listen. Do you disagree? Do you disagree? Do you disagree
You
that
just brought a point up, and you know it's not allowed in Islam. You know that point is not allowed in Islam. The teacher in hiding, is that right? According to Islam that you read,
Sure.
is that
Let's
allowed?
read. Let's read. Surah 2.
You said
Let
you
me
know
read.
the Sharia.
Let me
You
read.
said you know the Sharia.
Let me read.
But you know the Sharia.
Yeah, let me read.
So I
Come on, let's read.
How can you come with
Let's read. Surah 2.
Surah 2,
Surah
Surah 2.
2, Ayat 217. You- You asked me a previous question.
You said you know the
Now
Quran.
you're panicking. I
No,
must.
you know- you said
I
you know the
really
Quran.
now. Listen, my
You
dear.
know the Quran.
I know the Quran inside
you know
out.
the Quran.
I know the
you
yes.
know when
I know.
revelations come out?
I know the Quran.
Do you know when the revelations come out?
You're now
No,
panicking.
but I'm asking you a
You're
question.
never
Why you
letting
going
me.
too fast?
You're never
You do
letting
exactly
me
the same.
actually get to the bottom right now. Surah 2. You asked me. I made a point earlier. If you actually reject the delusional claims of Muslims will have the entitlement to fight against you and to kill you according to the Islamic Sharia. Where do I find this information? It is there in Surah 2. Surah 2, Ayah 217. The Muslims wanted to take Masjid al-Haram, which did not belong to them. And when the custodians of Masjid al-Haram prevented them, the Muslims felt the entitlement to kill them, fight and kill. Let's read. Let's read. Let's read. They ask you, let's read. They ask you about the sacred month, about fighting therein. The Muslims are asking Muhammad about fighting. They're asking you about fighting. Say, now Islamic Allah is through Muhammad giving an answer. Say, fighting therein is a great. Please, I need to read.
Read the previous first before.
Can I read?
Okay, start at 2:16.
Can I read?
Start
Fighting.
at 2:16.
Can
Start
I?
at 2:16.
Okay, I can read 2:16 if you like. But
Clearly it says
can I?
battle.
Can I read?
Clearly it says battle. The previous verse.
Can I read?
says battle.
Can I read? Can I read? But at least this time, but at least this time, will you not disturb me anymore? I'll begin with 2:16 for you. Battle has been enjoined upon you. Muslims, upon you is given the responsibility to fight battle. Battle has been enjoined upon you while it is hateful to you. Even though you don't want to fight, I'm beginning in 2:16. Even though you hate fighting, I am giving you fighting as a responsibility. Battle has been enjoined upon you while it is hateful to you. But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you. The Islamic Allah is convincing the Muslims who hated fighting, He is convincing them to fight. He is saying, perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you. And perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you know not. That's 2:16. Now move on to 2:17. They ask you about the sacred month, about fighting therein. Why? Because they hate fighting. So they are asking Muhammad, why should we fight? Why should we fight in this month? Say, Muslims, the Muslims are asking Muhammad. So Allah is answering the Muslims through Muhammad. Say, fighting therein, I agree, is a great sin. Please listen. Fighting therein is a great sin, but averting people from the way of Allah and disbelief in Him and preventing access to Masjid al-Haram and the expulsion of its people therefrom are greater evil in the sight of Allah. Masjid al-Haram, they are preventing you to use Masjid al-Haram. That is even more evil, and therefore you are allowed to fight. Greater evil in the sight of Allah and disbelief, fitna.
Can I ask you a question?
Fitna, you can, one second, let me finish. And fitna, please listen. And fitna, disbelief is greater than killing. Disbelief is greater evil than killing. In other words, a Muslim is told rather than disbelief.
Finish it first.
I'm finishing. Rather, fitna is greater than killing. In other words, rather than disbelieve in Allah,
No, don't add the
You-
answer. Finish it.
you want me to read the rest?
No, you finished 2:17.
I'm done. No, half.
Can I ask you a question?
Half.
Can I ask
I've
you a
read
question?
half, yeah.
Half.
I haven't read the full, I've read half.
Half, yeah.
So far, yeah.
At this particular, you read the Quran.
I've read the entirety.
And you understand
You've
it?
asked me multiple times.
You understand that?
You've asked me multiple times. I
Yes.
understand the Quran like no one else.
Okay. What was happening to the Muslims at this point? When this verse is
I'll
revealed,
explain.
What was happening to the Muslims?
So what happened to Muslims? I'm responding to you. What happened to the Muslims? Your friend is asking, what has happened to the Muslims at this stage? I will explain. Because I know the Quran is asking me, I will explain.
Was there justice?
I will explain. Please, you tell me. I will explain. You can tell me if it is justice or not. Masjid al-Haram, according to Ayat 114 in the same surah, Masjid al-Haram was a building that belonged to non-Muslims. Non-Muslims owned a... Please listen. Please listen. Please listen. But please listen. Please listen. But please listen. Masjid al-Haram belong, but you need to listen. Masjid al-Haram, listen carefully. If you have truth, you will win in this discussion. If you have truth. If you don't have truth, you will lose. Let truth win, let lies disperse. So please stay focused. You are my fellow human beings.
Brother, finish.
Masjid al-Haram, according to Surah 2, Ayat 114, belong to non-Muslims. Muslims, through delusion, Muslims, through delusion, wanted to take over Masjid al-Haram,
That's it.
but you are interjecting every now and then. Please listen, don't interject every now and then. Muslims,
Just here to shout.
non-Muslims, according
This is not a debate. It's a lecture.
non-Muslims,
Who's the non-Muslims?
some non-Muslims,
And where'd you get this
some non
What's the name
in the
of the
Quran. Surah 2, Surah 2.
Ibrahim, peace be upon
If you
him.
know the Quran, what's the name of the non-Muslims?
My dear friend,
Ask him a simple question.
please listen.
What was the name of the non-Muslims?
He doesn't know.
What was the name of the non-Muslims?
Listen to what is going on
It's not
here.
even a debate.
I am trying to have a sensible conversation and I am bringing out facts. Instead of engaging with facts, my dear Muslim friend here, please, I encourage you. If you want, you need to, instead of debating with your friend, focus on me. Surah 2, Ayat 114 testifies that Masjid al-Haram belong to non-Muslims. Can you imagine? Let's say a church. A church belongs to Christians, non-Muslims, Christians. Now it doesn't matter whether the church is Arab, owned by Arab Christians or some English Christians, doesn't matter. If they are Christians, they are Christians. Whether they are Meccans, whether they are Medinans, whether they are from somewhere else, irrelevant. If they are not Christians, they are not Christians. Likewise, if Masjid al-Haram belong to non-Muslims, regardless of ethnicity, it is non-Islamic. Tell me if this is justice. Because you were discussing with him.
I wasn't saying anything.
Well, you were discussing with him. Instead of discussing with him, please respond to me.
You just shouted at us.
Any of our questions, so we're going to leave now.
Listen carefully. This is serious injustice.
Who built the Kaaba? You don't know what non-Muslims you're talking about. You don't know basically that Rasulullah, what happened to him.
Read 114. Please read 114.
Liban. Wallah, I'm leaving you, Liban, by yourself.
Please read 114.
Huh?
Surah
I don't
2,
want to read anything with
114.
you.
Because you are afraid of truth right now.
No.
That's
you
not
are
good.
just spouting lies.
Who owned
You're shouting.
Masjid al-Haram? It's here. Let's read. Do you want to read?